So exactly 12 months ago, to this day, I was still living at my parents' house. Fast forward a year, less than a year to be honest, and I'm now in a luxury skyline apartment in the best city in the UK, with the best facilities, with the best opportunities. And I literally asked myself the question of, what the fuck happened? This time last year I was living at home. I'm now sitting here in this luxury apartment on the 40th floor, overlooking the city. How did that happen? How did that happen? How is that possible? Because if someone told me that that would be the case, I wouldn't believe them. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to set up a video here and maybe that I could share some value in what happened and my journey and how things progressed and how things progressed quickly. So this time last year, I still had the business that I'm running now, but it was a lot smaller. It wasn't making as much money as it is right now. So I was still living at home because at that time, first of all, I was lone wolfing it. Absolutely no one in this industry. It was me, myself and I in my small hometown, just working on my business, trying to make it. Trial and error, it was all on me, right? Because I was under the impression if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. But at the same token, I wasn't really in a rush to leave my family house. Great relationship with my parents, my brothers. You know, it was comfortable. That's what it is, it's comfortable. And it wasn't until I actually started valuing my network, because as harsh as it may seem to say, the people around me at the time were living at home still. So it was just the normal thing to live with your parents still. Because I feel quite old, so I'm 23, right? But it wasn't until I valued my network and started hanging around with people doing better than me, in similar industry than me, different industries, but still striving for success, that I realised that people younger than me are moving out. They're moving into cities, they're moving into populated areas where the opportunity is. They're following the money. And I look back at it now and I think, what the fuck took me so long? Because I'm seeing people that are 19, 18, living in the same apartment complex as me. It's fantastic to see, it's crazy to see. I couldn't have even fathomed living in this position when I was 18. I couldn't have even fathomed living in this apartment and being in this position 12 months ago, okay? And that's just key to your network, because I didn't see it. I didn't see people living this lifestyle. I didn't have anyone around me that was doing this type of thing. So I just thought, oh, well, the people around me living at home, I'll just live at home. It's comfortable, you know, I don't have to pay, meals cooked for me. Being comfortable leads to complacency. And ultimately, my business at the time was fairly complacent, I suppose, or a little bit stagnant. You know, it was sort of maintained the same level. Now, actually, to give some context, to run it back just a little bit, I bought an apartment and I owned an apartment when I was 19 or 20. I bought an apartment and it was right smack bang before COVID hit. So the timing of it was a bit fucked, and I thought, do you know what? Work, because I was working my normal job at the time, work's a bit up and down. It's probably a bad move for me to live in this apartment right now, because I've got bills, this and that. Don't know, maybe I was being a pussy. But I decided to not go for that in the end. I decided to stay at home and find a tenant to live in my apartment. And they're still there now. It was a 1-month tenancy and they just signed on for their 3rd year. So they're still there now. So my intentions were, I suppose, to move out, but I didn't. I stayed at home. So I was living at home until I was 22. And then in January this year, not too long ago, I moved into my very first apartment. Now, what I did is I moved into the middle of Birmingham with a friend of mine, and 2 other friends lived on the same floor. So it was a super motivating environment. We're smashing up poker nights, scheming, networking, working on our businesses, growing together, hitting the gym. So it was super good. And it made me realize that I was completely held back living at home because of that comfortability to it. And in actual fact, when you think about, you know, renting a property, you think, oh, well, it's just a waste of money, or, you know, it's pointless, or I don't want to risk that capital out of my business. But when you stop seeing it as an expense and start seeing it as an investment, your mindset changes. Because that's what it was. It wasn't an expense. I was investing into my own success because I was positioning myself in a better work environment, and I was positioning myself around more opportunity and people within my space that we could learn and network and grow with one another. But the underlying issue is that Birmingham is a shit city. There's not a lot to do there. The people there are just not very nice. It's just not the best environment, which I suppose semi-worked in my favour in the sense I just had to lock in because there was no real distractions in Birmingham. There was nothing really going on. So I just worked and I levelled up. That 6 months I spent in Birmingham, I probably was earning, by the time I moved into the apartment to the time I left, within 6 months, I was probably earning nearly 10 times the amount I was earning when I moved in. Because I just locked in new systems, new strategies, new businesses, new investments, new clients, all these different aspects in an abundance. Because I knew that I was desperate for success, still am. So it came to the end of the 6 months and I realised I had very quickly grown out of that place. It just felt like there was little progression to be made there, to be honest, in order for me to get to that next step. Now, of course, I'm sure there is people killing it in Birmingham, but in terms of my business and my industry and people the same age as me, at least I didn't see any. So anyway, I thought, fuck this, I need to level up again. This was a great move. It was a great investment into myself, into my business. What can I do next? So fast forward 6 months, which wasn't even that long ago, August time, I moved into here. But now, I'm on the 40th floor, I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment, I live by myself, so I'm not going 50-50 on rent. This place has a gym, a sauna, a steam room, a swimming pool, it's got football pitches, it's got everything. It's got a coffee shop, it's got 5 restaurants, it's the dog's bollocks. Truthfully, there's probably not a better place to live in the UK, besides maybe a few places in London. But in terms of all the amenities you get, and the opportunities and the network that comes with it, there is no better place. So the bottom line is, 12 months can change everything. Don't look at me, don't look at my position and think I am a million miles away from achieving that. Think of it as you are closer to your goals than you think. You just need to put in the work, you just need to streamline your focus and you will get there. Because 12 months ago, I wouldn't have fathomed, I wouldn't have believed you if you said that I was living in this apartment. And I'm truly grateful. You can use this as inspiration because you may be watching this living at your parents' house right now. I'm not judging you. But what I am saying is you will find the benefit of living independently. You will find the benefit of locating yourself in a position, in a city or a town, whatever it may be, but in a high-paced environment where there is people with a similar mindset to you, where you are able to grow, where you chase the money, okay? Because more doors open, more opportunities come to fruition. You're gonna struggle getting that from your bedroom in your parents' house, and that's coming from experience. So 12 months of sacrifice equals 12 months of monumental gain. I'm going to say that again. 12 months of sacrifice equals 12 months of monumental gain. I can count on one hand how many times maybe I've been out partying this year. I can count on 0 hands on how many days off I've had this year, because it's been every single day. But if I can position myself in a work environment like this, beautiful living conditions, I can go downstairs to the gym, the sauna, I've got everything at my disposal. I don't have to travel. It's boosting my efficiency. Everything is at my disposal. So wherever you are right now, your current position in life, if you're not happy with your living condition and you think you are a million miles away from living in an apartment or your dream house, or whatever it may be where you want to live, I'm here to say, and I'm living proof, that you are closer to your goals than you think. All it requires is brutal work ethic, a desire to succeed, a goal, and a plan. Get a goal in place. Okay, you want to move out your house 12 months from now. How are you going to do that? Well, I need to be earning a minimum of £10,000 every single month. Okay, how are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to start an agency. Okay, how are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to develop a brand for myself. I'm going to gain credibility. I'm then going to bring on clients on a longer term basis, and I'm going to get my clients to a position where they pay me £10,000 per month. Fair enough. You've got a goal, you've got a plan. Now all you need is the desire to succeed and the brutal work ethic to make it happen. Just reverse engineer everything, okay? And that's basically how I managed to go from living at my parents' house to living in a luxury penthouse apartment in Manchester, all in the space. It hasn't even been 12 months. I moved out in February. So you got to think February to September. That's how quickly things can change when you lock in. That's how quickly things can change when you actually put your mind to something. Climbing that ladder of success, leveling up every single time, getting to that next level, always striving for more and never being satisfied. And ultimately, that's the end of the video.